What's going on, Geek Pit? Welcome to another episode of Geeks Top 10. Today's episode, we're going to be counting down our top 10 favorite TV shows. I got a great panel. Not only that, this is the 1000 sub edition of Geeks Top 10. So let's just bring in the panels right now. We got ABJ from the ABJ podcast. What's going on?
You're welcome. By the way, I'm throwing a curveball live on the channel right here at you right now. What am I known for? What's my number?
Your number.
5. 5 questions with ABJ.
5 questions with ABJ. I'm sorry about that.
So we're going 15 shows. Let's go.
15 shows. 15 shows.
Yeah.
What this
shows.
week?
Right now, we're doing 15. Top 10. Top 15.
Top 15.
We're taking
wow.
your 10 and my 5, and we're putting them together. Let's go.
So it's gonna be It's gonna be 5 questions with ABJ plus Geeks Top 10. So there you go. But we also have another guest who's actually joining us today. We have from last week in wrestling podcast. We got Dylan. What's going on, bud? How's it going?
Never heard of this guy.
I mean, you should. We're pretty fucking famous over here. And now I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know this guy either, man.
Where the hell's Long Island? Is that even
you guys gotta tune in next time. You know what I mean? How you guys doing? What's going on?
What's going on?
We're a button down for the occasion.
Games of the Glory Days. What up, Geek? Congrats on 1000. Thanks so much.
Yeah, man. Congratulations. 1K Club. You finally did it. I'm so proud of you, buddy.
We need to make a shirt now. We need to make a shirt, the 1K Club shirt.
Yeah,
like Bullet Club style or something like that.
There you go.
There's merch ideas. I'm throwing them out there. There you go.
Yeah.
Right. So we got a top 10 list right now. So I guess we'll get the guests on started. We'll go right to left right now. So number 10, right?
Okay.
15. We're going 15.
Oh, 15. That's where I was 15. I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
the 1000 sub edition right
Now
there.
I gotta find my 5.
Yeah.
5.
I wasn't prepared for 5, man. I was prepared for 15. I was
I
prepared for 10.
Curveball yes. I curveball yes. Get
There you
prepared.
go.
Whose show is
I
this?
just realized my thing behind me is all crooked. My little bathroom back there.
Yep.
I'm not getting up to fix it though, so just deal with it.
All right. So
Number 15 for ABJ. I'll start it off while you guys think.
Number 15.
Number 15. We're gonna go with an animated show.
Okay.
I'm very comedy heavy over on this end. I like to laugh. I like to bring smiles, and I think this is low key one of the best cartoons of all time. I know it's my 15, but it's tough to get higher on this list. But I think 15 is very appropriate for it. One of the most entertaining shows, and I'm gonna go with Bob's Burgers.
I love that show. Did you see the movie by it? The movie's great, by the way.
Good stuff. Yeah. Bob's Burgers, number 15. Because Linda is the best and she does no wrong.
Did you have a favorite episode from Bob's Burgers or
They're all great. I like the one where they're feeding where they the kids tell the health inspectors that they're feeding human remains from the morgue next door.
I like the episode. I love the episode. Weekend at Mort's. We're gonna go for the weekend at Mort's.
Or where they don't want to get rid of the couch. I like the couch episode too. Great show. Great, fantastic show. Really good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan.
All right. I'm gonna also stick on the animated side of things since we're gonna keep it going curveball. Samurai Jack.
Wow.
For me, that right there is probably my introduction into the anime scene. Not someone that has been a big fan of the anime scene ever really, and Samurai Jack kind of was my gateway show into this whole art style of anime and just the whole story of love and trying to save his own humanity from being so insane from a coup and the whole journey in between and everybody that he gets to meet, plus the video game that they got to make out of it as well is also a very fun game to play. So
do you know the fan theory of that show?
No, what's the fan theory?
The fan theory of that show is Samurai Jack is the professor from the Powerpuff Girls, and during a fight, they essentially apocalypse, end of the world, and Samurai Jack is post-apocalyptic Powerpuff Girls.
That's genius.
Yeah,
that's genius.
It's a fan theory. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, I mean that's cool though. I like that fan theory.
I'm gonna go with a kind of a controversial one right now.
There it is.
It's like
Cancel the channel now.
This was like not great for the times, but I'm gonna go with Rocco's Modern Life, man. Rocco's Modern Life. Number 15. How did they get away with that stuff on Nickelodeon? Swear to God, man.
I mean, they got away with a lot with Ren and Stimpy, but
Rocco walking around
Brain in the
naked
brain.
in his apartment, man.
I mean, his neighbors were swingers.
Yeah, what?
They took a heifer to a cow farm and they hooked him
So
up
they
to
can
a
milk
milking
him.
machine, and they got milk out of him. But he's a bull, so use your imagination with that. It wasn't milk.
Yeah,
He was a phone sex operator. There was a lot going on in that show.
it was wild.
Dr. Bendo,
Wash your hands.
Dr. Bendover,
Wash your hands.
Dr. Bendover,
Good show.
right there.
Good show.
Yeah,
Because we're on strike.
that's my number 15 right there. Rocco's Modern Life. That
Right.
is not okay for the times because how, like I said, how Nickelodeon approved of all this show, and nowadays,
I mean,
like
after learning what we learned in Nickelodeon, it's not that out of the question. You know what I mean?
No, not anymore.
yeah, but that was a great show. So we're gonna go with we're gonna go our number 14 now. So
14. I'm going to stick with the GOAT when it comes to animation and longevity and the people who hold the candle when it comes to how a animated TV show should be done. They have set the bar, they have changed the game, and they're still going. You cannot have a top list without saying The Simpsons.
Yes,
Great
yes,
one. That's a good pick.
that is
That's
a great pick. I think that's a little bit down further on my list, though. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely my top
It's
5.
definitely it's in 15, but I'm telling you, I'm hitting hard the higher we go up. I'm hitting hard.
But yeah, hit on that one. All right. So Dylan, go ahead, man.
I would say my next pick is not going to be animated. Is House, the TV show with Hugh Laurie. I think honestly that was one of my favorite shows growing up in the medical field, learning about all these crazy diseases. And also the fact that this one guy who unfortunately was a drug addict, but at the same time was a mastermind when it came to creating the solutions for all of these outlandish diseases, plus everything that came in between him being shot by one of the ex-patients and then going to jail, and the fact that he was solving cases in jail and coming out, then going back into jail. It was a whirlwind, and it was a really great show, and definitely one I've watched, I think, 5 times after it finally finished airing.
I never watched the show, but I catch like TikTok clips of it, like when they take like a scene and they put it on. Do you ever get got by a TikTok clean where like they take a scene from a show or a movie and put it on TikTok, and you're like, now I got to see the rest of that episode. That was super compelling for that 8 minutes I watched.
Yes, absolutely. They do that with Grey's Anatomy with me on TikTok.
No, there's no chance.
There's no chance.
No chance. If Grey's Anatomy's on anyone's list, roll the credits. We're out of here.
No. It's not on mine. Not on mine.
I don't think that's on my list right there. I'm sorry, you know. But here's one a flash in the past that nobody really talks about anymore. Johnny Quest.
Okay.
Johnny Quest. The animation for that time period was just insane with the graphics and the intro and everything. You know, absolutely love that show. And they made a couple of like little mini movies with Johnny Quest, but that's gotta be one of my favorite.
Johnny Quest is a segue to another possible, like, didn't make my top 15, but it's definitely up there for me. Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Oh my God, I used to love Space Ghost.
Or Space Ghost interviewed Johnny, all the cartoon characters and stuff.
Yeah,
never heard of it.
Space
It was
Ghost
like a talk show host. It was like Conan. It was like late night Jay Leno, Johnny Carson, except it was like a cartoon version.
Okay,
it was really good.
But it didn't make your top list though, right?
No, it did not. Number 13 though. 13's a spooky number. Got to have a spooky TV show, and there's a lot of out there. You know, you got your bangers that are out there. I'm sure that are going to be on people's list and much higher. But for me, this is the kickstart for like horror and television and everything for me, where it was geared to my age group, but it was still spooky enough that I think it still holds true with some of its stories. And I'm gonna go with Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Wow, I thought you were going Goosebumps.
Goosebumps is up there, but Are You Afraid of the Dark for me was a big deal growing up.
That's a good pick. I'm gonna stick away from the horror scene still for a bit because that's more on the lower list for me. I would have to say my number 13 is The Shield. I really enjoyed The Shield. I like the whole cop drama thing. I'm a big fan of like a Law and Order, Crooked Cop type of plot twists and all those weird crime shows and stuff like that. Not so much the paranormal side of things when it comes to those like crazy TV shows, but like the rugged edge, bad cop, crooked cop type of thing is always a good one too. Same with like Blue Bloods is also up there for me as well. But The Shield I thought was really, really, really good. And a lot of great people in there. Walter Goggins also in that show as well for a little bit. An amazing actor. So definitely fun.
Yeah, my number 14. Just like Johnny Quest, this actually opened up my eyes, and I'm pretty sure it opened up your guys' eyes to the anime world as well. It's Pokemon.
Never watched it.
My number 14, the animated series. Actually watching it after school and everything like that, and collecting the card games and everything, and learning all the Pokemon through the TV show was actually opened my eyes to the world of Pokemon right there. So
it's a great pick. There's a lot, man. I could have went all day with these. I could have went top 50 easy, but we're gonna go 12. I'm gonna stick back to the anime series, animation, not anime, but American animation. There's two that always jump off the page to me when it comes to animation and superheroes. This one just got rebooted once again on Disney, but we're gonna go with one of the hardest hitting theme songs in the history of cartoons, and we're gonna go animated series X-Men.
Oh man, that's a great pick right there. Love that pick.
I have to get myself Disney Plus because I do want to watch X-Men 97, because I hear that the recent episode that just came out was a very, very hard hitting episode for a lot of fans of a specific character, and I really want to get thrown into that world.
I love how people are saying it's woke. They made it woke. I'm like, you don't know what the X-Men were, do you? You don't get the concept of X-Men.
Yeah,
X-Men's been woke for a long time.
That's a good pick. I'm actually going to stick on the animation side as well. Billy and Mandy, I always thought was a really, really funny show. I liked the whole idea that Grimm lost at his own game of trying to keep the kids' souls in hell. And now for eternity, he has to live on Earth, and he's stuck with not only Mandy, but I think the worst one he has to be stuck with is Billy. Even though Billy is somewhat of a genius in some aspects, he is the probably most foolish character that they have to offer in that whole entire show. But and then the show that came after that with the bear and the mind, I can't remember the name now. If everybody wants to jump in and help me out, but
I don't know that one. Bill and Mandy was me and my brother are 11 years apart, so we have two different age groups of cartoons and television shows that we watched. But I remember being like watching a lot of his cartoons. I was like, man, these are bad. Like I just got to the point where I was like, I'm not watching cartoons no more. I'm growing up. But I always remember Bill and Mandy, the Adventures of Bill and Mandy being just really, Grimm and Mandy were being really, really good. Like I just enjoyed. There was two cartoons in that era I really liked, and that's one of them. I don't want to say the other one in case it's on someone's list.
Okay.
Here's one. Here's another flashback right now that number 12 for is just like Johnny Quest. And I'm still pissed off they screwed up the movie though, and they screwed him up in the movie. But I absolutely love Silver Surfer. Is one of my favorite actual Marvel characters. Right,
he had his own show.
Yeah,
I did not know that. You hear they might be making Silver Surfer a woman in the new movie.
What?
Let's do it.
I'm with it. Try it out. All right, number double ones, baby. I'm gonna go back to horror. All right, so Are You Afraid of the Dark was a show that was for kids, and this show was more towards adults, and I had no business watching it, but it was the scariest intro of all time. It would take you on a journey through the front door, through the whole house, and then you get down to that basement, and you're looking at that coffin, and it pops open, and a creepy ass skeleton laughs in your face. Are you sorry, Tales of the Crypt. Yeah, not Are You Afraid of the Dark. Tales of the Crypt. Love that show. It's a great box set. If you can find it, buy it. It's really good. Tales of the Crypt, number 11.
Tales of the Crypt. Okay. All right. I kind of now want to know that second animation that you like, but
I'll say it if you want to take a risk here.
I'll take a risk, but this isn't on my list. I'm gonna take a risk just to say it. And you tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Kids Next Door. I thought it was a very
okay.
genius
I was
show.
gonna say Camp Lazlo.
No, Codename Kids Next Door was very, very cool because it was a show based on kids playing kid games, but it looked insanely serious and had a very serious tone. But when you pulled yourself out of it, it was just them using their imagination.
Yeah. Okay. I like that one. My number 11, and this is probably my only true anime that I have here, besides like if you want to consider Samurai Jack as one, is Death Note. The actual TV show Death Note. I watched the movie, which is really funny. The story of how I watched it was I watched the movie version, the live action with Willem Dafoe playing Ryu, and everyone was like, "That's the worst version." That's like,
I loved it.
I thought it was great too. I was like, "Wow, this is a great show. This is a great movie."
You gave me William Dafoe as a demon. Sign me up.
Yeah, like, dude, give it to me, right? And then I watched the movie. I was like, "All right, great. This was cool." Then they was like, "Oh, well, why don't you watch the show now?" And I'm like, I didn't know they made a show of it. So then I watched the show, and I think I binge watched it in like the first 2 weeks, and I just couldn't get enough. And I always recommend that. Anybody's like, "Hey, how do I get into anime? What do you recommend?" Death Note. That and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the 2 shows that I recommend the most. But Death Note, for those fans of like the horror and just like scary side of the whole anime world, is probably definitely my number 11 for sure.
My number 11 is definitely going to be, it's been mentioned before, Boardwalk Empire. Such a great HBO series.
Great show.
I've never gotten to The Sopranos, so a lot of people love The Sopranos, man. But I was hooked on Boardwalk Empire and the characters and everything. My girlfriend, we watched it all the time. Boardwalk Empire. She's like, "We gotta watch the whole series again." And ever since they brought it back on Max, now we gotta watch it the whole series over again because
that show is gonna end on my birthday. On my birthday, not the actual year, but the whole show is about Prohibition, right?
Yeah.
The end date, not year, of Prohibition is December 5th, which is my birthday.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty crazy.
And that whole show is really based on like Atlantic City and bootleggers. It's a cool show.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I believe it's produced and ran by Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, yes, correct. And Terrence Howard.
Maybe a Mark Wahlberg show will be on my list soon.
Yeah, it'll be on there. I already see it. I see it.
And now before we get to our top 10s, if anyone's in the chat right now, you could join along with us for our top 10s right now. So if you have a top 10, we'll go with 10. We'll go with 9, and if you're in the chat, so you could join along with us. So
yeah. So 10. This is gonna be one that everyone's gonna be like, I've never heard of this, and I get that, but this is my top 10. This is number 10, but this is also encouragement for you to go check it out, because I think the show is done so well. So there's 2 shows that have made my top 15. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Your Tales of the Crypts, and if you can just smash those together, but add a touch of realism to it, possible realism, if you're into that lore. There's a show on Netflix called Haunted, and the premise of this show is people sit in a room and one person tells their story, and there's people that are friends with that person who may have gone through the situation with them, or they're friends who were like support systems through this person that went through this traumatic thing. And it's not always paranormal, but there is paranormal aspects to it as well. So, but they tell their story and then they shoot it like a movie. So they hire actors and everything, and they shoot this person's story in a cinematic movie. And it's done so well. There is a lot of gratuity in there. There's nudity. There's a lot of really, like, it's very HBO, Netflix. Like, there's going to be a lot of craziness, but it's a show that it's set up like your old school Are You Afraid of the Darks and your Tales from the Crypts, but it's done so well, and it's really, really creepy. Check it out on Netflix. Haunted. Some of the creepiest and scariest stories you'll ever see.
That's so crazy that you said that, because I watched that show a couple months back on Netflix, and I actually thought it was really, really good.
It's awesome.
Like,
it's really done. It's well done.
Really
Very
good. but I didn't think anybody like I know like okay, so my mom's a big paranormal fan,
Mhm.
and that's something up her alley. So I don't know if she watched it yet, but if not, I have to recommend it to her as well because it is a very good show. It's a very good show. All right, so my number 10.
We got 10 is Hey Arnold. That's another great one right there.
Hey Arnold's a very good show. Sons of Anarchy.
What's up, y'all?
Number 10 is Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
This took me 3 tries to get into. I couldn't get into it for 3 tries. And the 4th try, I was like, okay, like, let me, because I watched, like, just like you said before, BJ. You see those clips, you see these one little moment segments, and then it's like, oh, all right, I'm starting to enjoy the show. And then you get past that, like, bad pilot episode and maybe that 4th episode that doesn't make any sense. Then you get to that 8th episode. Then you finally close with the season finale that gives you that hook, line, and sinker to get you into season 2. And once we got to like the 3rd or 4th episode of Sons, I was said, all right, I'm now in. And I like Ron Perlman. I'm a huge Ron Perlman fan.
Katie Seagal.
Katie Seagal, the guy that played the son. I can't remember.
The guy who plays Opie. Like that.
Opie.
It's a
great show.
It's a great show.
It's
Do you know there's a
great
paranormal element in that show that carries throughout about every season?
Is the death of the father?
No, there's an angel in the entire show. Every season, a ghost appears, and it's the same ghost every time. So you see it in season 1 when he's in the graveyard and the lady gives him a blanket and he gives her his jacket.
Oh,
and then he sees that lady again. Like everyone sees this lady throughout the course of the show, and at the very end, spoiler alert, you find out that lady is the mother of the kid who keeps smashing the window to their ice cream store because a bunch of bikers killed their mother by accident on the freeway.
Wow.
She shows up in Ireland. She showed like every single time
everywhere.
every time there's a major shift in the show, that ghost or guardian shows up and helps them steer them in a different direction.
Katie Seagal's husband has to be one of my favorite writers of this type of genre of TV show storytelling.
I didn't think I was going to like it because it's a bunch of bikers, and it's well done. It's well done. And
his spin-off series as well.
The music in it, oh,
music's fantastic. But the spin-off series that CM Punk was involved in, the Mayans, was also very good. A little underrated.
You know, the guy who's the leader of the Mayans was supposed to be Ron Perlman, and he was like the leader in the pilot, and they had to redo it.
Yes, yeah, it's so crazy. It's a great show. But yeah, that's my number 10.
Dude, the music when they did Alice Cooper 18 and they're burning the tattoo off the guy's back with a blowtorch, and it's just like, I'm 18. Like it's just like, oh, such a good show, really good. Yeah. I highly recommend that one as well.
Yeah, another good one.
All right, my number 10 is a little bit of a different one. It's a classic one back in 1960s, 1950s. It's I Love Lucy right there.
Oh,
hey,
there you go.
Lucy, I'm home.
One's off the board for me.
What?
I had a higher on the list, so I'm gonna scratch it out and put something else there now.
But yeah, I Love Lucy launched the careers of Des and Lucia Ball right there. With some classic lines like Lucy, I'm home. Yeah.
That show is also very important to pop culture. Lucy's the first woman to own her own production company. The way they shot that television show where it was live to air, like it was the first television show that had like there was no turnaround time. Like it wasn't like you shot a bunch, then edit them and put them together. They revolutionized the way live TV is now. They were the first, even though they don't get credit for it, they're the first interracial kiss on television. She's the first pregnant woman to be on television. She's the first relationship to have the beds pushed together on television. Mm-hmm. Lucy's a gangster. Lucy's really good.
Definitely a legend. And
if you go back and watch the documentary about the I Love Lucy and her life and everything they went through, it's the most depressing thing ever because everyone on that show hated each other.
Yeah. Did you watch the one with?
As soon as they said cut, everyone just went in different directions.
Did you watch the movie with Nicole Kidman or no? You didn't watch it?
No, I didn't see that one. I seen like a made a TV version of a Lucy documentary, and I thought it was better than anything I've ever seen for I Love Lucy.
Wow. But yeah, that show is a classic, and it's still running today, and people are still watching it today. So that's gotta be.
That was number 6 on my list, by the way. I was number 6.
Yeah.
So but I'm gonna scratch it. I'll put something else there.
Now you can still, if it's your number 6, it's your list. So there you go. You could keep.
Well, I'm gonna move it because but I agree it should be in the top 10.
Yeah.
All right, what are we at? 9?
Yeah. We're at
Number 9.
number 9.
Let's go back to that Wahlberg guy, and let's
go
take this
back
one
to
off the board.
There it is.
One of the best buddy television shows of all time. A good television show for me is a show that has multiple characters, and you can find your favorite, and by the end of the show, you're emotionally invested in every single character on the screen. Like if something happens to one of them, you're just heartbroken for that person. Sons of Anarchy did that, or sometimes you absolutely hate a character and they make you love them by the end of it, or vice versa. But this show I'm going to talk about here that really got that like for me was Entourage. Entourage was such a cool way of just a bunch of buddies who are just like, one guy's trying to make it in the business, and he's not only trying to make it for himself, but he's trying to make it for all of his friends. But he's trying to keep himself humble, trying to keep himself cool, calm, and collect, and not let Hollywood get to him. It's a great show. The movie was probably
So
the
funny.
the best movie based off a TV show I've ever seen. I thought they did it excellent. You can watch that movie without seeing a single episode, and the movie stands on its own.
I never watched the show, but I haven't watched the show, but I watched the movie, and I thought the movie's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
you know?
It's really good. Great show. Entourage, number 9.
Entourage should be on there.
Damn.
I take one from you.
I didn't know. No, I didn't know we were doing trash picks. I thought.
Wow. How dare you?
How
dare you?
I'm sorry. I don't know. I thought we were making good lists, not bad ones. You know what I mean?
Entourage is fantastic.
Entourage is a great show.
Yeah. I would say my number 9, and it's going to go a little bit kind of as far back as like a Lucille type of thing, but the Andy Griffin Show was probably one of my favorite shows growing up. I used to watch it a lot with my grandfather and everything.
You're both
yeah. He was a big fan. He used to watch this. So for many people, since I'm in New York and everything, we have this program name called TV Land. And in the early 2000s, they used to run all the old shows, the Munsters, Columbo, Gilligan's Island, Good Times, the Golden Girls, all these great iconic TV shows. And besides MASH, there was one that my grandfather and I always would watch together, which was the Andy Griffin Show. So it's more of a personal reason why I like this show, but the show overall is very good. It's a very interesting show about Andy Griffin and the journey of being a father figure to this other grown adult, and his journeys in life of growing up and then eventually becoming the sheriff of the town, and Andy kind of taking that step back and being a father to his own kid, and how to struggle as a single father and everything. It's a very eye-opening show if you look deep past that comedy sketch aspect of it all, and those mild humor type of moments. There's a lot more of a meaning to the Andy Griffin Show than many people actually know it for. So Andy Griffin, number 9 for me, and I recommend it.
Yeah. By the way, Thunderfeet, you're more than welcome to join us, by the way. And the link is open in the chat. So
I want to give a quick shout out to Games of Glory. That's a show that their number 9 is a show that I always wanted to get into and never started watching, but it's always been on my list of something to pick up because everyone said I would love it. And that's X-Files.
Yeah, X-Files is a good one.
X-Files.
I have
what's the other one? What's the other paranormal show that everyone talks about? Twin Peaks or Twin Valleys or something. It's kind of like in that same. It's like almost
Twin
like
Peaks.
a sci-fi paranormal. Yeah.
Or Black Mirror. Are you talking about Black Mirror?
No. Black Mirror's newer. Black Mirror's a great show too. It almost made my list, but it didn't. But I love Black Mirror. I'll tell you why my next pick. Why Black Mirror didn't make the list.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for number 9, by the way, my number 9 is Dylan just mentioned it right now. It's another classic. I used to watch the show when I used to come home from school. Late at night. Actually,
What's up, Jake? How are you, buddy?
It's actually I was on Nick at Night. It's called The Munsters. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, it's a great show.
Classic show. Number 9, right?
It almost made my top 5.
Great show. That's a perfect blend of comedy, realist, like because
And horror.
Herman said some real shit in that show.
Yes, he
Sorry,
did.
sorry for cursing. I don't know if you're allowed to
No,
curse.
no, you
Sorry
can
for
curse.
cursing.
You can curse, dude. You're more than
Sorry,
welcome.
Also,
brother.
like, it's also spooky, but it comedy. Monsters was that was gonna take my I Love Lucy spot at 6, but now I have another one on backup. Number
Actually,
8.
Number
I was
8.
actually-
This is the reason.
I was actually
Number 8.
disappointed. Sorry.
Okay.
I was just
Go
about
ahead,
to say
no,
I was a little disappointed in the movie that Rob Zombie released recently. I thought that was horrible. I thought that was horrible though.
I think there's room to grow with it though. I kind of want to see how, because that's only like the introduction of the heart of the monsters, like how they meet and stuff, and then by the end they kind of turn more into what we know as the monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm kind of seeing if they keep going with it, how it would evolve.
Happy
But my
Days.
number
Oh
8, and the
God.
reason why Black Mirror did not make the list for me is because if you're going to talk about Black Mirror and you're going to talk about thinking outside the box and being creepy and getting these stories, you got to go to the OG, and that is the Twilight Zone. Number 8. Twilight.
Another classic right there. You know?
My favorite episode of the Twilight Zone is the one, I don't remember the title of it, but the husband to the woman passes away and she keeps going to the gravesite. And one night there's a thunderstorm and all of a sudden her phone keeps ringing and ringing and ringing and she picks it up and there's breathing on the other side one night. The next night, same thing happens. Ringing, 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 picks it up, breathing. Another night, same thing. The last night, she picks it up and she starts talking. A gentleman starts talking. And she keeps going to the gravesite, not realizing that there's electrical wiring in the actual plot of her dead husband. And that it's him phoning home to his wife. I was like, what? Like,
There's an
that
episode
was
like that
wild.
that's just as creepy where this grandmother gives her grandkid a toy phone, and then the grandmother dies, and this little kid keeps trying to unalive himself, and they keep like, why do you keep doing this? Like, you're running out in traffic, you're trying to jump off the roof, and he talks on the phone and then tries to go do it, and he's like, grandma wants me to come with him. And then she picks up the phone and she hears someone breathing on the other end. Like, she's talking to the grandkid through this toy phone she got him.
Dude, it's wild. That's
Yeah,
a great
I
show.
loved it.
That's a
Dude,
great show.
Twilight Zone's so good. The very first episode is one of the best ones, where it's the guy who sells toys and he can make the best pitch, and death comes and he's like, "You die today," and he's like, and he tries to make a pitch to the death to try to make himself live one more day.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Black Mirror is just as good, and I will say this: the Paramount version of Twilight Zone that they just redid with Jordan Peele is just as good too. It's in the same vein as like X-Men, where people are like, Twilight Zone, they brought it back and they tried to make it super woke. The Twilight Zone was always woke. It always talked about social injustice because the guy who wrote it was a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
Right. Oh wow, I didn't even know that. That's
Happy
crazy.
Days. That was
They said
another
the reason
one.
why he made the Twilight Zone is because he's seen the world differently than everyone else, because he's seen the darkest side of it.
Yeah.
But that was another great one. Happy Days right there. You know, classic.
pick.
The Fawn. We got the Fawns right there. Hey, right. But
All right. Well, my
number 8
is The Sopranos. Absolutely, it is.
I never watched it.
Oh, it
I
is.
never,
my
I never
one-
watched. I told you I never watched Sopranos either, so
Yeah,
that's why.
can we all of us here do on the ABJ Discord possibly a Sopranos watch along sometime soon, because I
That's gonna
think
take
we
forever.
all. No, it wouldn't. We would be able to have a
Rather
great
do a
time,
Boardwalk
like
Empire one.
a Friday night type of setting, and do like a Friday night throwback, or Thursday night throwback, or something, and do that, because you guys need to watch The Sopranos and enjoy one of the greatest Italian mafioso shows of all time that gave birth to Boardwalk Empire and all these mafia reality shows that came after it, and everything mafia wise, The Sopranos set up perfectly. And what's really crazy, Tony Serpica, the one that just passed away recently, was a part of the Colombo family and was shot in real life. He was a part of the actual mob and was offered, before getting this opportunity, he was offered to be a part of the actual Colombo family and a made man. But he denied it because he got the acting bug in him. And he was like, oh, I'm going to go try something else. But he did a lot of bad crimes. Never killed anybody, supposedly. But we never know. And he then was in Goodfellas in a clip, Godfather movies as a like a side part. He was in a couple other big Italian mafia movies, and then he was in as Paulie Walnuts. And this was probably that moment where his fame skyrocketed, and everybody remembers him as Paulie Walnuts. But he's also in the movie A Bronx Tale, the Godfather series, Goodfellas. He's in there.
Do you know there's a scene in, I don't know what gangster movie it is. I think it's Casino. I could be wrong though. But there's a scene where they go whack a guy, and the guy's like running through his mansion, and the guy just keeps shooting at him and then offs him. But they shot the scene because it's based on a true event, because they used it in the movie Casino. And there's like they used to hire guys as like advisors of how things may have went or how they did things, and they're like, bro, it's all wrong. The guy's like, it's all wrong. That's not how it went down.
That's kind of like how they did for The Sopranos. So the actor,
Well, real quick, but so when the guy said it's all wrong, this is how you should do it. They're like, well, why don't you just play the hitman? Because it's a throwaway role. You can just play it. So he plays the hitman in the scene and directs the whole thing of like, this is what you should do. This is how you should act. Here they come to find out he was the legit guy who did the hit in real life and then played the hit in the movie and then got arrested because he essentially outed himself for a murder.
Jesus.
Yep.
Dude,
Italian mob movies, baby.
The guy that played Tony Soprano in The Sopranos, in the first episode, he's wearing a pair of shorts. And one of the mafia guys that saw that called him late at night and said, if you're going to play a mafia guy, a captain, we never wear shorts. And he was like, what are you talking about? Like, what kind of fucking phone call is this? And then the next day there was somebody on set making sure that he wouldn't wear shorts. So for the first 3-4 seasons, you never see him wear shorts again until the 5th season, where they're at a barbecue scene again, just like episode 1 of the first season, where he starts wearing shorts, and then he starts interchanging his pants into shorts again, not really caring anymore. But the mafia would call him and tell him how he was doing. I really like that. That was very on point. That's how we're supposed to speak. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And it's just crazy to think like that's what was going on while they're trying to make this amazing television show. Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. Great show.
Number 8, Lance.
Number 8, I was sick on a ski trip once. This was when I was very young. And there was a marathon of this show. It's called Gilligan's Island.
Yes.
Yikes.
Gilligan's Island. This skipper too. That show. Oh, you never got into Gilligan's Island? No. Never. Did you like that show, Dylan, or no?
I did.
Growing up show, yeah. So I watched the whole marathon. I was like, okay, now I feel better now. I watched the whole entire series. So Gilligan's Island's gotta be my number 8 right there. What?
I said you probably puked and sweat out all your bacteria watching that show. Number 7. It's not a mob show, but there's a mob singer doing the intro music. Let's take you to the great. I think it's Chicago that this is based out of. It's one of the most dysfunctional families of all time. Husband and wife hate each other, but this family's always picking at each other and hates each other. But if you try to get involved in this family and cause problems within it, this family will turn against you and will kill you. They have dysfunctional neighbors, and it's one of the best shows of all time. They're one of the funniest shows of all time. Married with Children.
Yeah,
I've heard of
great
this
show. Great show. Absolutely great show.
That launched the career of Layla from Futurama, I believe, right?
That's Kate Segal.
Kate Segal, right. So yeah, that was a great show.
Was also on Sons of Anarchy.
Ever so Spippy watches that show all the time. Married with Children.
Christina Applegate launched that career. What's his name became the biggest thing from that show on Modern Family.
Yep. Al Bundy.
Married with Children, one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Number 7, Oz. That's another great HBO show right there.
Yep. Another one.
All right. Dylan, number 7.
Arrested Development.
Okay.
I never got into that show. So
this was my introduction to Jason Bateman's TV movie career. And ever since this show made me fall in love with him as an actor and his acting range, because from here he got to do amazing movies, other TV shows, One of my favorite TV shows that he made besides Arrested Development is Ozark. That's also on Netflix. It was a toss-up between this one and Ozark where I wanted to put it, but this is probably where I found my absolute fan favorite actor being Jason Bateman. Another great movie that he did was called The Gift, where his high school bully that he bullied becomes the bully. And while his wife's about to give birth to the kid, he goes and tries to kill him in the hospital and everything and miss the birth of their child. And it's a wild, wild movie. But I definitely recommended Arrested Development. Any of Jason's amazing movies for sure. So yeah, Arrested Development number 7.
We're going classic for me again. Another classic one. I've been a big fan of the show since I was a kid. Love the movie. So happy they remade it and rebooted it on Netflix. I'm talking about Lost in Space.
Okay.
Lost in Space.
I never watched this. So I can't.
You never watched Danger Will Robinson?
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I know the pop culture references too. I just never watched it. So six was taken off me for I Love Lucy. So and then another one that was supposed to go there was The Munsters. So I had to scramble again. This show was only one season.
You could still have the same. You could still have the same ones.
I gotta catch all. Number 6. This one show was only for one season, but it was so impactful that it spawned one of the longest reigning cartoons and one of the most popular cartoons of all time because they took the premise of the show, flipped it on its head, made him prehistoric, and made the Flintstones. But the show that spawned the Flintstones was the Honeymooners. Very similar to Married with Children.
What a great show.
It was neighbors. It was a husband and wife.
Straight to the moon.
They loved each other, but they had that old school like toxic masculinity. Oh, one of these days, Alice. We're like, but at the end of the day, there was all love, but it was just that weird dynamic old school thing. But the Honeymooners is going to be my number 6.
Yeah.
Did you know the Honeymooners spawned the Flintstones?
No. I did not. That's actually very interesting because I'm a big Flintstones fan.
They went. What was the biggest thing that he wanted to do all the time in Honeymooners?
Beat her up.
Oh, he wanted to go bowling. That was his escape. He wanted to go to the lodge and he wanted to go bowling. And his neighbor was always goofy and thing. And then the Honeymooners, the Flintstones, their escape was the lodge and bowling.
Okay, I like that.
Aqua Teen Younger Force, another great show right there.
I never watched that show, but it's on my list to start watching. I think I'm like 2 episodes in.
I mean, this is not. Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You continue, Dylan. I'm sorry.
Okay. So number 7. 7 or 6? What are we on?
Well, I believe we're on 6, right?
6.
We're on 6? 6?
Yeah, we're on 6. I forgot to change it. I'm sorry.
All good. No, all good. All good. Another really good show here that I am a huge fan of is none other than Saved by the Bell. That is one of my favorite coming of age stories. I watched it while I was in high school, and I watched them go through high school, go into college when I was about to go into college.
Did you ever watch Zach Morris's Trash?
No, I haven't.
Where they break down old Saved by the Bell episodes and tell you why Zach Morris is the worst human being on the planet?
I mean, it kind of felt that way. Like, he definitely wasn't
Zach
the best.
Morris's Trash. It breaks down Saved by the Bell episodes in a way that you never thought of before, and it's so funny.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna check that out for sure. But yeah, Saved by the Bell. It was one of those, like I said, coming of age stories. Just really, really exciting to see them kind of go through the same stuff that I went through sometimes in high school. It was a lot different, time frames and everything, but even going into college and whatnot as well. Another one that I was going to put up there is Boy Meets World, is another one of those coming of age stories as well. But Saved by the Bell really resonated with me more than Boy Meets World. So yeah, Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell is now number 6.
Yep. Before I get into my number 6 right now, I just want to thank Thunderfeet for subscribing at tier 1 on Twitch right now. Thank you so much. So thank you.
Getting that money.
There you go, baby. Make that money.
There we go.
Make that money. Twerk.
There you go. So my number 6 right now, we're going to some current shows now, which we're about to get into. this is probably one of the best Netflix shows ever right now. And I'm talking about Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
I had on my list, but I figured somebody was going to take it. But I agree, it's a great show.
Stranger
Season
Things.
2, not my favorite.
No,
I hated season 2. Season 2 almost got me
Full
out of the
series?
show. Season 2 almost got me out of the show. Season 3 pulled me in, and I go, "There's no way you're beating season 3." And season 4 was unbelievable.
Probably.
Go ahead.
So probably
I got
the
up
best.
to. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I cut you off twice. Sorry.
No. It's your show. Go ahead, please.
No, I was just say like season 4, absolutely amazing with running up that hill. Love that song, man. You know, and that's
the song, not Master of Puppets.
Well, yeah. No, but that rejuvenated Kate Bush's career right there, because then she went right to number 1 on iTunes right there. So
this guy is Metal Geek, and he went with the running up the hill and not the season finale song of fucking Metallica.
I'm getting to it. I am getting to it.
Oh my god!
With Demo Bats just run up a storm with Master of the Puppets with Eddie playing the guitar. Man, that song, that was absolutely epic, and probably has to be on my list for number 6 as one of my favorite shows right there. So
it's really good. It's really, really good. If you like sci-fi, the horror, it's really good. Try it. I'm telling you, it's a good timepiece show. Like it makes you feel like you're back in that era. I agree. It's a great one. So number 5 or 4,
Yeah,
we're at 4, right?
5.
No, 5.
5. So I had something written down here as a Netflix show, and I was torn between this show and another show. But this is not really like a TV show. It's more like a continuation sketch comedy show. And I feel like that doesn't fit the mold of everything else we talked about here. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. But another one I'd recommend. The first one I was going to put was Saturday Night Live. And then the next one would have been I Think You Should Leave, because I think it's one of the funniest fucking things you'll ever see.
Love that show.
So good. But I'm going to change it, and I'm going to go with something more impactful, and I think it's a show that everyone should watch. And I think the reboot of this show was really, really good, too. And when you hear the theme song to this song, it's the most catchy of all time. We're going to take you to Bel Air, and we're going to go Fresh Prince of Bel Air for number 5.
Great show.
Absolutely.
Just watching a young man grow in adolescence, coming from Philadelphia to money and not knowing how to conduct himself and stuff. Really, really good show.
Yeah, it's a good pick. That's a really, really good pick. I'm gonna go a little bit back on that comedy swing for a little bit. The guy created one of my all-time favorite. Definitely put it on in the background while doing things, TV shows, being Seinfeld, coming out of Long Island as well, Jerry. But Larry David, Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's in its final season, quote unquote, supposedly. And I'm still watching this show, and it still just gets better and better and better with every season. I don't think they've missed so far, and they're on season 10 now, maybe 11 coming up, and it's just getting better and better and better. Everybody Loves Raymond is another great one as well, but Curb Your Enthusiasm, between the people, the situations that he gets himself into, to the whole like Jerry Seinfeld feel of the show still is just awesome. And Curb and the guests are always an absolute riot.
Did you ever see the documentary how Curb Your Enthusiasm saved a guy from going to life in prison?
I heard it.
No.
I just heard about this. Just now.
A guy was framed for a murder, and he told everyone like,
"Oh,
I
yes, but the
it.
baseball incident, right?
I didn't do it." His alibi was he was at a Dodgers game, I believe.
Correct.
And they're like, "No, you weren't. No, you weren't. We have all this thing saying that you're guilty," and they were going to put him away for life. And they were trying to get all this footage from the TV and the news and everything that tried to put him at this game, and they couldn't find anything. And there's a scene where Larry David brings in a prostitute to the game so he has someone to sit with. And as they're walking down to their seats, this guy is there with his kid walking up and is caught on camera and gave him his alibi to prove him innocent. So that show saved a guy's life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I never got into Seinfeld.
I now know what you're talking about.
But Curb was really. I always liked Curb more than I liked Seinfeld.
Yeah, Curb is a very good. It's a very good show.
Yeah. So
I know
number
all this dumb pop culture stuff like that, like just silly. Like who knows that?
Yeah.
I watch so many documentaries. Go ahead, geek.
Number 5. I always talk about this. I absolutely love this game. And I was a little skeptical when they were going to make the TV show. I'm like, is this going to transition great? Is this going to be good? I saw, and then I started seeing what? Yeah, Twist. Yeah, exactly. No, but a lot of people would agree with me on this one that The Last of Us is my number 5. Great series right there, you know. And
that's a good pick.
And they just everyone says, oh, it's just gonna be like Walking Dead. No, they transitioned the show and made it like an infection show instead of it making like a zombie type show.
Mm-hmm. It's still an infection show, but they did it differently. Instead of doing it through biting and attacking, it's through a fungal.
Yeah. But Last of Us, great show.
It's also, and just to touch on that for a second, like it's also the way that they adapted from the game elements and putting it into a TV format and really expanding on the characters' backstories, especially with Frank and Bill, that whole episode and how things were between the two of them and the love that they shared and the lengths that they both were willing to go to even spend eternity together. Because at one point, Frank didn't care. He didn't want Bill. Bill wasn't his guy. Like he was cool with living alone. He was living alone. Finding Bill, falling in love with Bill, Bill then unfortunately passing away, and him following suit and passing away with him because he didn't want to be alone again.
Jesus, spoiler.
And watching that whole episode and that love that they shared that they really didn't get to touch upon in the game, except for like a couple of notes that you would find in the house, was really cool. That they were able to expand and really give you a deeper level of these characters that we know as gamers just as characters in games, but now as a TV aspect that a lot of new people got to see and made people want to play the game. And that's great. And we got a season 2 coming, baby.
I got to go through the haunted house at Universal, which was absolutely awesome too.
I was invited to the first 2 episodes in the city of HBO, which was really cool. That was really cool. Yeah. I got to go to that little New York City thing, which was really, really fun. That was really, really fun to see all like the props and the sets, and then watching the first 2 episodes was great.
That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Number 4.
Yeah. Steal my thunder, why don't you? All right.
Remember, look, at least the little girl that bit your fucking finger.
I'm gonna. This is my last of the animation in my top 5, and I'm gonna go with my favorite of all time. When you think superheroes and you think animation, if you don't think the X-Men, you think Batman. The
Correct.
Batman animated series is my number 4.
Love it. I am going to go with a show that's a little bit behind in the era, but was still great for what it brought to the table, and that being Good Times. Is
in your top 5?
In my top 5, absolutely.
Wow. Jesus.
Listen, it's called class. You know what I mean? It's called class. No, I think Good Times is definitely another one of those, coming of age stories, but we get to see, honestly, for what it was like for a different demographic of people at that time and how hard it was for them just to get by and struggle and be in these situations, and the father that was very not disdained of his family, but pulled away from his family because of the economic hardships that he had to face in the time and that city that he was in, and all of the things that he had to do to kind of keep his family afloat. And even when the kids wanted new sneakers and this and that, and he tried his best and worked and whatever it was, I had that somewhat similarity growing up as well in my own household. So it was that like comparison that I could see of like My father worked 7 days a week. That father worked 7 days a week. My father would come home on Sundays at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And he'd start at 7 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning. And same with that guy. And it was just like trying to remold the image of what, the economic hardships can be for just one specific demographic is very, very sad. And how we need to kind of change that type of rule of thumb as we evolve as human beings. I think it's a very great show. So good times for sure. Number 4.
A show that's been mentioned before. You mentioned Curb, actually.
Did you change your settings on your microphone?
What's up?
Did you change your settings on your microphone?
No, why?
You got loud. You got real loud. Hot mic.
Maybe it's too close. That's why.
I don't know. It sounds like it's over mod. Turn the mic volume down a hair.
Down a hair?
Yeah.
All right. So if I could get to it.
You could still tell us your thing, but just know that you're a little hot right now.
All right. So anyway, my number 4 is it's been mentioned. It's actually Seinfeld.
Wow.
Because it's like the show. It's like just it doesn't age because it's just such a great show.
You're good.
And it's better.
Yep.
All right. I didn't even touch anything, but which is weird. But yeah, my number 4 is like Seinfeld because that show doesn't age. Like the shrinkage in the pool, just such a great episode, man. Probably one of my and you look back at it today, and it's still funny. It's still funny today. The Soup Nazi, another great episode, But yes, Seinfeld's got to be my number 4 as probably one of the greatest shows of all time, right there.
All right, well, let's get you out of that trash city that Seinfeld's based in, and a show that's not funny at all. It's a show about nothing, and let's bring you to a glorious place, and that's called Pennsylvania.
Oh, no, trash city.
And we're gonna take you to Pennsylvania to a real funny show, and we're gonna tell you why it's always sunny in Philadelphia, baby.
Ah, man, you Philadelphians, man, are trash.
Yeah, you needed a New York guy to help you save that show. I tell you what.
Always Sunny, number 3, one of the most quoted television shows ever. It's absolutely magnificent. And if you're a podcast listener and you're a fan of that show, the Always Sunny in Philadelphia podcast is unbelievable. I love it. One of my favorite shows of all time. It's in my top 3. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, number 3.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to for the next 2 picks. I'm gonna go back to that crime, drama, thriller type of suspense type of shows for the next 2. One of them being, and I actually was just talking to Lily about this show because she is a fan of this poet, and they kind of based the show about the poet. That being The Following with Kevin Bacon and Edgar Allan Poe. The English teacher starts going on a murdering spree using the works of Edgar Allan Poe's most notable poems and having a cult following that also follows suit and doing the same murders while he is away in jail. And it is Kevin Bacon's job as a ex-police officer, detective, unfortunate alcoholic, coming back into the fold to take down one of the most craziest killers, that being Joe Carroll, of the show itself. And The Following is awesome. I got to meet Kevin Bacon when I was working for one of the stores out here, and we talked about the show, The Following, and it was just really, really great, and it's definitely my top 3 for sure.
What's that on?
It was on Fox. Now I don't
Hulu.
know where you can watch it. I'll have to Google it. Give me a
Probably
second.
Hulu. If it's a Fox show, it'll probably be all on Hulu.
Yeah, most likely.
All right, Geek.
All right, number 3. Yeah, I have no idea how many times they tried to cancel this show. This show was so edgy for its time. And in 1999, small little mountain town in Colorado.
Good pick.
Everyone knows where I'm going with this one. I'm talking about South Park right there.
Yeah, great show.
South Park, the movie, took it even further right there.
Great show. I'm
Great
actually
show.
really bummed at myself that I didn't put that high on my list at all. So that's a great pick.
Yeah.
Well, let's go from the mountains to the plains right here. Let's go to the most boring state of all time. But
Pennsylvania?
it packs a punch. No, we're gonna go to Indiana. We're gonna go to Indiana here for this one. Boring state, but boy, do they pack a punch with this television show. One of the best shows of all time, and depending on how I feel a certain day, this show and my number one flip flop. They flip flop. They're very similar in style, but we're gonna go with Parks and Recreation. God,
Great
do I
show.
love this show. Love this show.
Great show.
Such a good show.
Such a great
Number
show.
2, Parks and Rec. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was waiting for more.
I was waiting for
It's literally the best show on television.
Literally.
Literally.
And that meat
sure
burrito,
about
that meat burrito is all about it, you know? So I'm going to go
R.I.P.
The
Sebastian.
Killing. The what?
It's Little Sebastian. R.I.P. Little Sebastian.
Little
There's a character in the show.
The
Killing.
The Killing. Yes. It is into the dark part of the world known as Seattle, where it rains 360 days out of the year, probably 5 days out of the year. It's nice. The rest of the time, it's cold, damp, disgusting, and just depressing all around. The weather does that to everybody. And the show itself is about 2 people. One of them actually was in the show Suicide Squad. The readaptation, James Gunn played the corporal in the show, as well as the first movie, and then the second one with John Cena as well. Season 1 was very great. Season 2, season 3 did get better. It did get more interesting about the loss of his daughter and how she unfortunately was, unalived and everything. It was a very interesting show, and the fact that there was this woman who was trying to, as a cop, trying to still balance her own life out as this new guy who was like a recovering drug addict trying to get back into the fold of modern society as now a detective, and trying to give her that balance that she desperately needed, on top of trying to find this horrific person that's going out here and killing all of these children and everything. So, I think this is a very interesting show. It has a lot to do with the psychological games one can play on themselves, as well as what is out there. And I highly, highly recommend this one, The Killing. I think it's still on Netflix, The Killing. So I recommend it for sure. 3 seasons, and it gets better and better every time.
All right. My number 2 right here, right now. This show has spanned so much merchandise over the last 30 years, and video games, dolls, action figures, comic books, you name it. And ABJ, I think you know where I'm going with this one. It's the little town of Springfield's called The Simpsons. 30 years, they can never kill this show. It's still going on today, and it's going to continue to go on another 30 years. It's going to go on forever. That's
It's a
all.
great show.
And that's my number 2 right there. So
Yeah, that's a good one. Another good pick.
Number 1, we're going to go back to this magical place called Pennsylvania for this one. And we're not
place
gonna
again?
We're
Really?
not going to take you just to Pennsylvania. We're going to take you to my spot of Pennsylvania, and that's Northeast Pennsylvania. And we're going to talk about paper, and we're going to talk about The Office. If you want to talk about character development from beginning to end, falling in love with every single character, and one of the best season finales of a television show I've ever seen, it's The Office. I love The Office. Like, The Office is, man, I'm so emotionally invested in all of those characters and the way they go about doing the humor. And there's some episodes that'll make you laugh. There's certain episodes that'll make you uncomfortable. There's certain episodes that'll make you cry. It takes you on an emotional roller coaster. And it's a show that has more than 10 characters at any given time, but it makes it feel like all 10 characters belong there, and they all have their own role and their own spots, and you look forward to each one. It's a show that juggles multiple people at one time, and then people coming in and out of their circle. And I think it's just done really, really well. Some really good writers came from that show. And yeah, I think it's one of those shows that just stands the test of time for me. I mean, it was so popular on Netflix that like it essentially helps kickstart the Peacock network because people left Peacock to join Peacock just so they can watch The Office because it was one of the most watched television shows consistently every year on Netflix.
Yep. So I am also going to follow suit and go to a little great state of New York and a little borough of one of the many 5 greatest boroughs of all time, that being Queens, New York. Absolutely. We're going to where the king and queen reside, and we're talking about the king and queens of New York. It is an amazing show. King of Queens is one of my favorite shows of all time. Kevin James probably is one of the most underrated comedic actors in that Adam Sandler universe that he has with all of his amazing movies and people that he works with side by side. But Kevin James, his writing ability, his production ability, Leah Remini, Jerry Stiller.
So my God.
Yeah, Jerry Stiller in there, Ben Stiller's father, Ben Stiller even as well. I mean, the characters that they had show up. Raymond, those episodes that kind of intertwined with one another with Ray Romano and Kevin James at the same time.
Had a lot of UFC fighters in it.
A lot of UFC fighters in it. You know, them going to Long Island and hanging out with Ray and that family and then coming to Queens. It's just, you know, it was just a beautiful, beautiful marriage. It was very toxic at times. They, you know, definitely hated each other.
You know who Kevin James was on a wrestling team with in high school?
Mick Foley. Yeah. That was actually one of his good friends. Still is to this day.
They backyard wrestled for a while together.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. King of Queens, 100%. Anytime I leave or I think of Queens and I can't go to it or whatnot, or I don't want to, I just put on that show and I feel like I'm right back home all over again.
Great pick. It's a good pick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My number 1 pick right now is such a great show. It was graphic for cable, even for cable TV when the show first aired. I am talking about, based on comic books and everything like that, I'm talking about The Walking Dead, that spawned its own universe with Dead City, and I believe it was Negan and Maggie. I believe they spawned another series and a bunch of other spin-off series. So, but The Walking Dead's my number 1.
I loved the books, and then I was so excited for the show. And after like season 2, I was turned off.
It gets better.
It gets better.
No,
it does, and then it falls off again.
Bro, you cannot.
After 8 seasons, it called.
I couldn't finish it after a certain episode.
You know what ruined it for me? When the writers itself turned around and said, when the guys who created the show were like, "Are we making the Rick Grimes story here, or are we telling the Daryl Dixon story?" They made it more about Daryl than they did anyone else on the show.
Well, the girls love Daryl. The girls love,
but he, like, the premise of that show is your story of Rick and all these other characters. And it was essentially Daryl took all the elements of characters from the book that were really cool, and they just put all the cool elements into one character. Like Michonne was way better. Maggie was way different. Andrea was Daryl in the comics.
Yeah, like, Andrea was a badass.
Like the governor in the comics makes the governor on television look like the Sesame Street. Negan was probably the most accurately depicted character besides Glenn and Shane on that show. Those two were amazing. Like the comics were so good. Like so good.
I gotta read the
show, and
now.
A lot of times the shows did not pick that up for me. Tyrese was one of the most badass dudes in the comic, and they made him a babysitter in the TV show.
Yeah. It's true.
There's a scene in the book where they go to the prison and they're trying to clear out the prison, and they're like, yo, in the gymnasium is a whole bunch of zombies and we need to clear them out. And Tyrese and Glenn, everyone goes in and they get surrounded and they all get forced out of the gym, and Tyrese is stuck in the gym, and they're like, he's dead. Like, we just lost Tyrese. Like, all right, we have to go in there with a different plan. And like the prison was so instrumental to the group of no longer fearing the zombies because they learned how to corral them and fight them differently and do things. And so they go into this gymnasium, and all Tyrese had was a hammer, and he was supposed to like be dead. And they open the gym doors, and the whole gym is dead zombies, and he's just sitting there like, took y'all long enough. Like, dude's a gangster in the books, and like TV show,
I-
they just dropped the ball.
That's
on.
crazy.
I enjoyed that attack on the prison scene in I believe it was season 4 or 5.
Mhm.
I believe that was such an epic scene that they did.
It's read it in the book. It's even better.
It's even better in the book. I got to read
Yeah.
the comics now. You know,
The whole Michonne hating the governor, like they tried to make it more like the comic, but the reason she hated the governor was on a completely different scale. So you know how they kind of teased like SA on Maggie, like making her like act like she like in the comics, they essentially chain Michonne to a wall and essentially take turns on her for weeks. Like
What?
Damn.
doing horrible stuff to Michonne. So when she escapes, she's like, they're all about to jump over the wall and leave. And she's like, I'll be back. And she goes to the governor and she cuts off his arm, cuts off his leg, castrates him, and then just about to finish him off by stabbing him in the face. And someone busts in. So she's only able to go into his eye and doesn't kill him. So when the governor comes back, he's missing an arm, he's missing a leg, he's got an eye patch on, and he comes full force into that prison, and he's looking to murder everyone. Like the governor was like, and the way he manipulated people, and he was such a good cult leader. Like they don't like. There's a whole book just on the governor and how he was able to go through his whole the comics were so good, but the show really let me down.
Damn.
All right.
Yeah.
Man, that's our top 10 right there, man. You know,
Top 15.
Or top 15. No, it's our top 10 with ABJ's 5 questions with AB. Yeah, 5 questions with ABJ right there. You know,
Mhm.
make our
That was
15.
good. That was fun.
So that was a fun podcast. So
Yeah.
all right. So before we get things rolling right now, we are officially at 1,000 subs right now. Thank you all so much. ABJ, where can people find you exactly?
It ain't about me today, brother. It's about you. Congratulations on your 1K. Thank you for having me. Keep growing, keep doing your thing, and I can't wait to see the future.
Hopefully 1,000 more. Hopefully, actually 10,000 more. All right, let's go. Right,
we'll see how it goes for us. You know,
I'll get there. Don't worry, I'll get there by WrestleMania 85. You're 75. You're WrestleMania 75. I'm 85.
One of these days.
One of these days we'll get there, right? We'll catch up to Dylan one day, right?
Yeah, it's cool being at the top, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yanks.
Yay.
Yeah, but this Thursday I got Tim Strange, 4:30 p.m. US time, 9:30 p.m. UK time. So Tim Strange this Thursday. So if you got anything, just you could plug right now, ABJ. You could plug it right now.
I'll be live on my channel in about 45 minutes, interviewing Frankie Picard.
Yeah.
Dylan, you got anything?
No, man. Like ABJ said it, and he said it best. It's about you today. Congratulations, buddy. 1K. I cannot wait for that 2,000 episode, 5,000 episode, 10K episode. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be so much fun. You did it. All that hard work is starting to pay off, man. Keep up the grind. Keep up that mentality. And hey, maybe you might surpass all of us one day, which would be really exciting.
I was this close to surpassing ABJ that one time, but he just zoomed right past me. I'm like, wait, he got to like 985 already? And I'm like, yeah, all right. What the heck, man?
Hey, man.
Grinding, baby.
I was close. I was close to surpassing him though. But I'm proud of ABJ though for all the hard work, man. You know?
All
right. Or we close out this podcast. We put our rock symbols up, and we will see you guys in the next one.